Energized Show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys? And welcome to a brand new episode of Energized, brought to you by Forza Irish Stout and Or Kings Competitions. Ross,
are you intoxicated or something?
Introduce the guest, man.
Today, we are bringing you everyone's favorite UFC bantamweight. It is the Don, Caolan Loughran. Caolan, how you doing, my friend?
Never better, lads. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
It's good to see you so happy today, Caolan. How are you keeping, bud?
A good lad. I had my it's Tuesday now, 5 weeks next week. I have my last hard spar. I'll spar again on Thursday. I'll have one more, but it'll be like probably bigger gloves, a bit of a move around. But I had a really hard one today with two guys, so that's done. Weight is good. Training camp has been touch wood because of 3 more so days. Unbelievable. So no, good lad. I'm really excited for 5 week and to drive down to Manchester. You know what I mean? Really ready to go.
Caolan, does this one feel that little bit extra special? Because obviously you had the debut. You know what I mean? Like things went wrong with the walkout. Then you know what I mean. You know it must have been a nerve-wracking fight. It was a close fight. Then you rode that wrong in Atlantic City. Now you're back. You're fighting basically in front of what could be a hometown crowd, really, not too far from the gym. I'm sure you have a load of people coming over from Ireland. Does this one feel like by far the biggest one for you?
Yeah, but by a right. But to be honest, this is my first time at a UFC pay-per-view. This is my first time with like a really good camp behind behind me going into it. It's the first time that I've fighting on a card with guys that I've like. Before I was in the UFC, I was looking up to Leon. I was watching all these guys. I was watching Arnold Allen and stuff. Being brutally honest, when I was like warming up in or even training on fight week in Atlantic City, it was like guys like your fucking, I don't know, big Swedish guys like 0-4 in the UFC. These guys were quite poor, to be honest. This time I'm going to be about a pay-per-view with elite level fighters. Probably the biggest card the UK has ever had, with the 2 champions. It's not fight week yet, and that's usually whenever like the commotion starts building for a card, but it's going to be big, lad. And around here, obviously, I'm 40 minutes down the road, Pimlet fighting. There's, I don't know how many hundreds to, if not thousands, of Scousers going down. So it's big over here, like, and I can't wait, lad. I'm more than ready for it, you know.
Caolan, last time we had you on, you said you felt like a loser, and obviously you wrote that wrong. Like, what way are you feeling going into this one?
I feel like a winner.
I'm not there yet, lad. I feel good. Feel really good. The last one, like, it wasn't even, oh yes, I'm the man of one at the UFC. Like, I was not it at all. It was just like a sigh of relief, really. Thank fuck. Because again, I say I was with all them guys on fight week watching them train. I was like, I fucking better win because half these cunts are useless. That's what I was thinking to myself. I was like, I better fucking win it at this level. Got the win. Relatively happy with how it went. Like, anytime you're ripping out 10-8s at UFC level, you can't be too hard on yourself. Of course, you want to finish, but just happy to get the win, lad. And I don't feel like a loser so much anymore, but I still feel like I have a lot to prove. Absolutely.
No, we were absolutely buzzing for you, man. It's not very often Ireland as a fighter in the octagon flying the flag and then getting the win. It was great for Irish MMA, wasn't it, Ross?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, he'll be one of 3 Irish fighting on the card. Obviously Sean O'Bannon's fighting on the card and Kiefer Crosby fighting on the card as well. How has it been getting ready for the time difference when you're fighting? Obviously, you're going to be fighting later in the evening. Have you made any changes or preparations for that?
Do you know what, lad? I leave no stone unturned. Anything I could do this game, I try. And my camp was 10 weeks. So I done like a pre-camp. I was fucking traveled everywhere. Traveled Dubai, done a lot of training. Went into that 10 weeks fit. But 10 weeks is camp. That's where I'm on my ice baths, my meditations, I know what I'm going to do 6 weeks in advance. I know what I'm doing on the Wednesday. That's when my camp is dialed in. So if I can do anything to get an advantage, I'll do it. And the first, so like 9 weeks ago and then 8 weeks ago, I just trained as normal, done my normal week's training. And then on the Saturday night, I went and woke my body up. I signed up this 24-hour gym here in Liverpool L1. And I went and trained at midnight. And I done one on the Saturday night, and then I done again the Saturday night of the second week of camp, and quickly realized that this is easy. I don't need any preparation to go at this time. I'm gonna be fighting at 120. It's saying the second fight on the prelim card, which starts at 1, so 120, 130. I was going at roughly midnight. I thought this is easy. And then I thought that it was affecting my recovery for the Monday morning. So I don't do one session on Saturday, take Sunday off, and I'm back on the Monday for 3. So I was thinking it's affecting my recovery on the Monday. It's easy to do. So I was like, I actually don't think that I need to prepare. So I cut it out. That's the truth. I stopped doing it because I thought it wasn't benefited me and it was easy to do it. I didn't need to prepare for it. But then now when I'm coming towards the end, when I get to Manchester, certainly I'll start training at midnight. I'll wake my body up at that time. But that if I had to train tonight at 120, I could train at 120. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. So that's the truth. I was thinking that I needed to prepare for it, and I cut it out because I thought it was hindering my training camp. That's to be honest. Now, if I was Leon and Tom, different story, of course. I actually think they're probably. I think they're maybe better off than the lads that are on slightly before them. Like if you're on at 5:30, you probably could get a sleep. If you're on at 3:30 to 4, that's tricky. Like when do you sleep? I think I don't think anyone actually has any idea, but that's just me personally. That I had started to prepare for it and then thought it was hindering my training camp and my sleep and my recovery, so I cut it out.
Have you been drinking any wine in this camp?
Wine? No, I don't. I never drink wine in my life, lad.
No, I was just going by the wine opener in your hand. But
Oh fuck it out! That's there. That was a gift. Can you see that?
the
The
Don.
Don.
Just on this wee table, lad. I've got all these things from my fights and everything. UFC
What else
stuff.
you have? Are the Energized glasses there? The contract.
I have energy glass up there.
Is that the failed drugs test you just showed us there?
I don't know what the fuck that even is, to be honest.
Jeez,
Fight week schedule. I've got everything. I've got my Cage Warriors gloves and my Cage Legacy belt and Mazda Fight Night. I've got everything. I've got everything here.
yeah, it's a probably an epic setup you get. Yeah, well, you have to get you to send a photo afterwards of your setup, all your memorabilia that you have there.
My
And,
beanie cap.
oh, absolutely love it.
There we go.
And what will it be? What will it be? Will it be the gloves for this fight that you'll keep as memorabilia, or what do you do with them?
I actually, would you believe this? I've lost my gloves from Atlantic City. That's the fucking worst thing ever. I don't know where they went. I took them in the train one day and I've lost them. I don't know. I'll keep whatever I can keep. I think my sponsors, Bimber, they want the shorts. So I'll give them that. But I'll keep something, lad. I lost a poster in New York on the rip last time, which is the worst thing ever, left in the hotel. But I'll keep something, lad. I'll keep everything. I keep my chains from the weigh-ins. I'll buy something and I'll keep something of all my passes and everything here. But my hand wrap's covered in blood. I'll keep it something. I don't know. Get buried with him when I'm old. You know.
And Caolan, obviously you're a man who keeps an avid eye on the bantamweight division. I feel like every fighter signed to the roster in the bantamweight division, they're all potential victims at some stage. What do you make of Roman Taveras?
I don't think he's that good. That's me being honest. I don't think he's that good. He's better than Angel Pacheco. Step up 100%. Not even close to Lapis. I think he is a left hand. That's what he is. Bit of a knack attack. I think he's a cringy kid who's very overconfident. Been texting me a right bit, the fucker.
What's he been saying?
He's just like laughing and very dismissive of my skill set. And I'm telling him this is literally the first fight he's ever had. When I was winning Cage Wars titles and fighting lap and stuff, he's fighting boys with like fucking 9 and 8 records, like over there. It's like he's a left hand. I think I'm gonna nullify his game, walk him down, win every single second, nullify his game, walk him down, make him tired and stop him. I actually know that's gonna happen. I don't give him the advantage anywhere. Say he's literally a striker with a left hand. He leads with it, he counters with it. He can't throw his lead hand. I think I'm gonna make him tired and walk through him. I don't think I'm gonna make him tired. I'm gonna walk through him, scab him. I don't like him,
So is he the bad guy in this fight?
but
Is he the bad guy in this fight?
I don't care. I don't know. I don't care. He's an arrogant, cringy bastard. Tell you that much. He putting up. His Instagram name is at Catch These Hands. He puts up his woman cornered him the last time. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. His woman cornered him. He shares all the stuff about his woman. He's fat. He is arrogant. He put up a CT scan of a dog in his chest and says he's got that dog in him. 100% serious. I just don't like the guy. He's a cringy American weirdo, and I'm gonna walk him down and beat the fuck out of him. Can't wait, lad. I can't wait to fight him. Can't wait to fight him.
And one more for the bad guy.
I'm not lying. Like, I don't like him. Don't like his style. I don't think he's that good at fighting either. To be honest, for someone so arrogant, he's literally a left hand.
And I've always seen him commenting on a load of posts that you're tagged in and stuff like that. He like nearly
Lad,
commented
he's
on
a
every
creep.
single one.
I have like fan pages and like people like text him and he like gets in. He's like so. As soon as I talk to this guy, he's gonna want to kill me. It's gonna be the easiest thing ever. Like I can say this. You can tag him because he gets into these rows with like my friend stuff online. Like he just loses his head. I'm like you're like when I see that I just think you're not ready for this level. You're just not ready for. How could you be ready for the UFC if you're like literally beefing people on? When someone says I'm gonna smash him, he's like, oh my god, are you? And he goes on and I'm like, you're just not ready for the UFC level. If you actually like visibly affects you, like you think I don't get that every fucking week. People call me shite. Like if that affects you, like you're just not ready for this level. Simple as that. He's never competed at a high level against anybody. He's 9-2 with 2 knockout losses. His UFC debut was an absolute scrap. That honestly, I don't think that he won. Maybe you want to give it to him. That was a rematch when the guy knocked him out. That guy was shit. Let's go. Let's go, you arrogant bastard. Let's go.
Caolan, when was the last time someone left a French flag on your post?
Do you know what? I actually think the French get on. Like have like you know.
Yeah, I think they do. I think that they actually like. Put it this way: you took a fight that no one had any interest in, and it was one of the most talked about fights of the night.
No, I don't get too much stuck. I don't get too much stick from the French at all. Now there's a couple of not really. I get some support, like messages of support on Insta from French people, to be honest. But no, I don't think I'd actually love to go to the French show on September 28th. I must sting the UFC for 2 tickets. See if they give me 2 just to get to. I think that'd be a good buzz. The French crowd at the minute is probably the hub of Europe. Even like PFL, like Doumbé and that. It's special. Like so, no, fair play to them.
And did you get much stick for holding the Irish flag up wrong the last time out?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, here, lad, with good reason. Do you know what the worst thing about that is? I literally, before I went out, I took a second. I was like, right, how am I literally thought about the Ivory Coast before I walked. I was like, how do I do this? And I done it wrong, which is like makes it so much worse. And then I had Ashleen Daly actually tweeted me back. She said, like off the top of my head here, I can't. She told me how to do it right, and I actually will need to go back and look at that because I'll end up doing it again. But I did get a bit of stick, and with good reason.
I think you're holding like right in front of you, and then when you flip it over your head, it goes the wrong way or something like that. Yeah.
I have the flag sitting right beside me here. I don't.
Give us a practice run there.
Do you know what, lad? How the fuck would I do it? That's the thing. I don't even know. See that? I'll have to think about that one, lads. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
you
just
need
make
to
sure you
have
get
that
plenty of
perfected.
practicing. Plenty of practicing will definitely.
Yeah. What's called that? You can have John Gillies. What's called that? Drill that in with you. The walk up to.
He took stick in the last one because it was the stupidest thing ever. I walked out with the flag, and then like I'd done the weigh-in with the flag, walked out with the flag, put the flag around me. They're about to announce that I've won, and then they told Gillies no flags, so he had to come take the flag off me. But he was told by the UFC to do that, and it looked like he took the flag off me. So people messaged him saying, "Oh, you English cunt ripping the flag off me," but he was told to take the flag off me. But I don't know why, because there's people saying because I literally had the flag the whole way. But I don't know. Hopefully it's allowed in Manchester. Probably not, but hopefully it is.
Yeah, they never took the flag off McGregor.
Speaking of Conor, you and Conor are now best mates again.
How'd
that go down?
That was a good segue.
How'd that go down, Caolan?
A good lad. I don't think I'm on the Christmas list, like, but I think we're off civil. I don't know if you could see the video, lad. Lad, I'm now 28 years old. Like, I'm about to go 2-0 in the UFC this year. I don't need validation from any man. Like, I don't care if people like me or not. Like, I'm doing well for myself. Won a cage title in the UFC. I don't care. But I would rather have a relationship with McGregor than a negative one. Of course, he's someone that inspired me. Of course, looking up. But I don't care. I don't actually care. So he came into the. I'll tell you exactly what happened. I was up at there's a Paul's fight, the Bellator thing, and I was up in the crowd, kind of away from everybody else. But I got bad people in the toilet and stuff. But I was kind of away, and then the prize guy was there, sponsors me and Tiernan. Sponsors Paul, sponsors the PFL. He's the man, and he's called Paul Harkin. I get down to Tiernan as we'll get a photo with Paul, and we go down to the bar. Loads of people clock me and fucking about I don't know. Loads of people come up and get photos of me, young kids and stuff. There, it's cool, and immediately everyone runs away from me, and I'm like, what the fuck? What? That was a bit weird. Because McGregor's come out and he's obviously cooler. So they've all run to McGregor. And I go to Paul.
I heard Tiernan ran as well.
He missed it. He went away for a piss, so he didn't get to meet. He was actually raging. I go to Paul, the prize guy. I go, Paul, get me in here to like talk to this cunt, talk with McGregor. Because he's like in the bar here. And he busts out laughing. He goes, lad, I'm serious. Get me in here to like, talk to this cunt. And he went and got the PFL guy and says, "Oh, he's in the UFC. Get him in." As he's saying this, I've scaled the fence. Like I'm in, I'm in the bar to see him, and I go to McGregor to get here. So like, well, and he goes to me to get here, and then he kind of goes, and then he comes up to me and he's like, just I'll not tell you what we're talking about, but he's talking about obviously the Fords thing and that. And then he started talking about my fight coming up and congrats on the win and stuff. So no, it was good, lad. He physically looked phenomenal, if I'm being honest. But I think you could tell from the video, like I wasn't fanboying over anyone. Like I think he kind of half eyes people up to like test their energy. And I just look, I've had a fucking 185-pound Darn Till in front of me, eyeballing me as he's drilling me left hands. Like that will not affect me. Like you will not. No man this earth's gonna do that to me. Like I don't. So he kind of looked up, and I feel like he probably respects that I wasn't fanboying him. I don't know, but it's good to have. I'd rather have a relationship with him than not, and I would absolutely love to share a car with him because his fights are the best fights. They've always been the best fights. They inspired me as a kid growing up, so that'd be cool. Like, but no, it's better to be in civil with him than not, isn't it?
Yeah. So do you feel like it was overall a positive interaction?
Yeah, well, as fans as well. As fans of Irish MMA, we want to see that as well, you know.
Yeah, 1,000,000% is positive. He was talking about the congrats on your win and stuff, and talking about the next one. It was 5 weeks out. Then I was telling him, so no, it was good. It was good. I'd like to see him back.
Happy days. One person brought up there, I have to ask, Darren Till. He had a box match over in Dubai there. Did he get much stick that he conceded a takedown at the end after?
No, but he deserves stick, I feel. for that. I don't know. I'd like to see him back in MMA. Like he left MMA, now he's fucking on the undercard of 2 midgets over in Dubai. I don't know. It's mental.
Is the fight not to make him versus Mike Perry and Bare Knuckle? No.
I mean, I wouldn't want to fight Mike Perry and Bare Knuckle. I think pure boxing would probably suit Till better that way. But
by the way, Mike Perry puts his girl in his corner.
That's cat. There's no two ways about it. I can't wait to say that to Ramon Taveras. He gives me this he gives all this I'm from the hood, one of them bios from America. Like, oh, I'm a gangster, all this shit. It's like, lad, you had your woman cornering you. Like, you can't scare me. So that's weird.
Sam Alvey did as well, actually. I'm sure there's other ones as well. Caolan, like obviously the Irish MMA fans love seeing you compete. Like you're obviously going to be out in action at UFC Manchester 304 on July 27th. As you said, you're going to be on around 120. Would you be interested in getting out again this year? I know you mentioned you want to get in the Conor card. I know you mentioned the France card as well. Like, how active do you want to be this year?
I want to run through Ramon Taveras 7 weeks to the night after fight Raul Rosas Jr. in the Sphere, back to back, in and out. Batter this fat cunt, absolutely walk through him and kill him, and be back in the gym and camp on the Tuesday, whatever it is. Go and enjoy this. All my friends who are coming over or coming to Liverpool for the day too. Lanigan's Bar, for anyone watching, they're gonna put us up. The All Ireland finals on. It's gonna be a good day. But I go back in the camp on the Tuesday. Well, absolutely 100%. Even if this is a bloodbath and Ramon drops me and fucking have to come through a scrap, and I can't train there for 2 weeks, I'll fight Ramon in the Sphere Rosas in the Sphere 7 weeks after. That's my plan, lad. It's the only way to do it in this game. Look at Prime Mac and they come up 18 months. He banged out I don't know how many fights. Israel Adesanya. Look at Alex Bahia now going in on 2 weeks' notice and putting men clean out. So I go and smoke this kid. 7 weeks later, go and smoke Raul Rosas Jr. I'll be one of the names in the division. I'll change my fucking life. So that's my plan, lad. Back to back.
And then maybe you'll grant Cameron Simon a shot at you come the end of the year on the McGregor card.
Nah, he's going to the PFL. That dumb guy, couldn't care less with him.
Oh, he's done. He's done and dusted.
He is done,
Yeah. Well, look, he had his opportunity and he blew it to get a shot at the Dawn.
100%.
Caolan, do us a favor when you're over there. Get a picture with Keith and Sean as well. Like the Irish fans would love that. The three Irish fighters all together. Caolan, is there anything else you want to say to the people tuning in? Because as you know, like the people were on to us being like, when he's getting Caolan on the show, like we love having you on, bud. Like, is there anything else you want to say to the people who are going to be tuning in to see you win a Cage Warriors 304 in Manchester, bud?
Nothing. I'll just thank you very, very. I've been home a right bit the last. Only really at the weekends I go home now because I get the same flight. I train here on Friday morning and I go back on the Sunday night. So I'll be home a right bit now. Maybe 2-3 times a month at the weekend, and the support from Milan and the airport in Belfast to wherever I go in the north of Ireland, through Derry, Belfast, is unbelievable. It's humbling. Thank you very, very, very much. I'm gonna slap the nose off this cunt. I'm gonna batter him. Absolutely walk him down and batter him. I'm gonna try for Ramon Taveras. I keep saying this. Like, try for the Raul Rosas fight 7 weeks to the day after. If that all happens, obviously fighting's nuts, but that's my plan. If that all happens, I'm gonna grab the mic and call for a UFC Dublin. That's what's next for all of us, really, is what I'm planning, you know. But thank you very much is what I would say, more than them.
Yeah, well, look, we have 6 fighters in the UFC now from Ireland, so like I think it's about time they come back to Dublin. I think it's let's make it happen.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the July 27th is Ireland's very own Euros final.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I've been over here in England. Hey, it's fucking good to see them beat, to put it that way.
So it's very quiet after.
The Scouts, they say like Scouts not English. I don't know if you've seen Pimla singing all they're not about it, but there's a lot of students, like she lives down in the Baltics, a lot of students that are in Liverpool from around England. Fucking hell, it's good to see them beat.
Yeah.
They were all eating the tapas that night.
Aye.
Well, that's the thing, but like the Irish MMA fans, when they see people doing well, especially in the UFC, they get even more interested and the hype gets bigger, and that's why we love covering the sport. But Caolan, man, we appreciate your time. We look forward to seeing you compete on the 27th, and we'll let you get on with the rest of your day, bud.
Thank you, boys. Anytime.
Energized Show, up the Irish.
So Ross, that was the Dawn.
Yeah, top notch bloke. Obviously very, very talented. Can't wait to see him perform. And I think this is a great card to be on as well. As he was saying, it's like probably the biggest card the UK has had potentially ever. And I'm going to say, like, it's definitely as you would say, the Super Bowl of European MMA for this year. Anyway.
Yeah. No, sure, we're absolutely buzzing for it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But maybe if we well, not quite closer to home, but if we move into the more European leagues of MMA, Cage Warriors up this weekend, Basmo. You excited for it? Yeah,
so Cage Warriors 174 is on this Saturday in the Indigo at the O2. Ross, that's one of your most favorite arenas.
Yeah, I must have been to the Indigo about 7 times at this stage. I'd say great spot. I've probably been in the Indigo maybe as many times as I've been in the 3 Arena. It's probably not far off the truth.
Yeah, you're a lot. What they're doing this time is, right, they're doing a prize fighter bantamweight tournament. So Shirzad Quadrian is taking on Wesley Maya, and in the other semi-final, Aiden Stevens fighting Alexander Loof. And then there's a reserve bout of Alessandro Giordano against Michele Martignoni. Ross, before we get into the Irish fighters, who do you think will actually win that whole thing?
I like Loof. I
Yeah.
think like Loof is like super exciting. He obviously had that absolute war with Luke Riley, and I think he's the man to beat. To be honest, I actually think if Martigoni like wasn't in the reserve, I consider fancying him for it. But no, I think Loof was pretty class to watch.
Yeah, how much does the winner get?
50 G's, baby.
Jeez, lovely. Right, I'm going to get into the Irish fighters first, Ross, right? Opening up the card, we have Compound Martial Arts' very own Emer Darcy. She's taking on Camilla Bergstrom. Last time out, Emer Darcy got the win in Dublin, and she's taking on Camilla Bergstrom, who's actually making her pro debut and had a record as an amateur as 1-7. Do you like this fight for Emer?
Look, I'm not really mad that she's fighting someone who was 1-7 as an amateur. I think this fight is probably, I'm going to dare to say, easier than her last, and the last one she won in 60 seconds. So I think this is going to be another chance for Emer to showcase herself. I think Emer Darcy is like definitely got very crisp boxing, and I think she's someone that Cage Warriors should probably latch onto and potentially look at building a division around, because she's got the talent to do it. She's maybe a bit on the quieter side in nature in terms of personality wise, but like she's loud with her hands in the cage, and I think she's definitely one to watch. And I can't wait to see her fight.
Yeah, the thing is, see the way when Shauna signed with the UFC, they sort of pushed the way Shauna was good friends with Molly. Cage Warriors should push more that Emer is good friends with Shauna. Ross, then also Georgie Grozov from Hula Martial Arts is taking on Tommy Brunning. Caolan was actually training with Georgie Grozov. So this is actually a big fight for Georgie.
Yeah, absolutely. Caolan was telling us off the air there that he was really impressed with Georgie's wrestling, and that's why he brought him over for his camp for UFC 304. We've seen Georgie on the amateur scene. We've seen him smash through people. Once he gets on top of you, he is relentless. And I don't really expect much to change coming into the pro scene. I think he is unbelievable as a grappler, and I think his hands are coming on. My only one sort of query for this fight is that bantamweight. I think I'd rather see Georgie fight professionally at flyweight, but potentially that's not an option for him at the moment in Cage Warriors. So, or maybe just for this card, should I say? So let's see him out there, but I'd like to see him at flyweight next.
Yeah, it's probably once you get a big win with Cage Warriors, they tend to sort of make you the A side. Ross, Fight Academy Ireland's Matthew Elliott is taking on Luca Burando. Matthew, he was originally in Cage Warriors, then he did the Octagon Challenge series. Now he's back with Cage Warriors. He got a win last time out in Dublin, didn't he? So This one is a big fight for the Boogeyman.
Yeah, he's back down to featherweight weight class. That's far more natural to him than he was doing Octagon at lightweight. Look, Matthew's wrestling is as elite as it gets, really. On the island of Ireland, he is a top-notch grappler. I just think when he does get those takedowns, I just want to make sure he's very active from that top position this time. I know, he had that very controversial fight against Ryan Shelley, which Ryan got the nod in. And I think hopefully he's learned from that lesson. He's back in the Cage Warriors yellow gloves. And look, again, like, I'm not just saying it because they're Irish, but I'd favour Matthew Elliott to get the win here.
Speaking of Ryan Shelley, he's taking on Nick Bagley. And like, Ryan was on a bit of a trajectory. I know when he was fighting in the Tree Arena, he lost to Tobias Harrella.
Yeah.
But like, with a win here against Nick Bagley, it sort of puts him back amongst the featherweight title conversation.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Look, Nick Bagley is a Cage Warriors veteran. He is an absolute physical specimen. He's as strong as an ox. He also won on that Dublin card in the RDS. not the last one, the one previous. So, look, I think this is a very, very tough fight for Ryan Shelley, but it's definitely a winnable one for him. And I think this one will probably be as mentally as tough a fight as it will be, skill wise as tough a fight. And this time he's getting back in there against someone who's in the upper echelon of the division, and he'll have to go in there and make sure he gets his hand raised.
Yeah, and also Adam Shelley will be fighting the following week in Manchester on the Thursday. A Cage Warriors 175. Manchester, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget, also on this card we have the GTA sector.
Oh, sorry. Not to that thing, man. But Jesus, man.
Sorry, bud.
Right. Team Rhino's very own GR Harris is taking on Joanny Scott. It says here on the bantamweight division, but it's obviously the flyweight division. Ross, GR Harris has become a bit of a star in Cage Warriors. I remember before he made his debut, we were talking to the Cage Warriors people, were like, this is the guy to follow. Like, the stuff he says is absolute golden. In the build up to this fight now, obviously he was over in Thailand training, but I saw some clips. He was saying that he's getting a lot of attention and he doesn't know how to really deal with it. What way have you seen Jer in the gym? What do you expect from Jer in this fight as well?
Look, Jer is very much a student of the game. He's someone who's constantly trying to learn off the people around him. He's also very, very keen on like sharing techniques. He might start sharing a technique, and then someone else might start sharing technique. He is someone who loves martial arts. He's been engrossed in the sport since he's 10 years old, and not only that, like, he's got like an infectious personality. He's someone who people love to be around. He has all these one-liners that come straight off the cuff. I think, especially with Lonnie Kavanagh going on to Dana White's Contender Series, like, he's the person who Cage Warriors would love to build and put that flyweight belt around his waist.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And then also TKF's. Sorry, where am I here now? James Webb finally announced that he's taking on Adam Bieganski in the light heavyweight division. Ross. James Webb, light heavyweight division.
Yeah, James Webb moving up.
Was he middleweight champion or was he?
Yeah, middleweight champion. This is his debut at light heavyweight. So can't wait to see it. I always remember seeing him fighting Paddy McCurry and just like the sheer size of his back. I was like, this guy is an absolute monster. I think he's going to be a real problem at light heavyweight. I think he'll probably have a speed advantage. And like I said, like his grappling game is really, really good. And I think if he gets a hold of some of these guys at light heavyweight, I think he's going to be a real problem for them. And also, he's fighting his opponent on short notice, so I expect nothing less than to get his hand raised. Yeah,
it's not a very deep division in Cage Warriors, the light heavyweight division, so like you can almost go for a title shot next. Ross, Jordan Vucenic is on the card again against Adrian Kepa.
You got to think Jordan Vucenic is racking up the wins, hoping for a Dana White Contender Series call up. You got to think that's where he's at. He said he's not interested in the belts anymore. He's hoping for it. Like Luke Riley's getting a Dana White Contender Series call up. Lonnie Kavanagh's getting a Dana White Contender Series call up. You got to believe that Jordan Vucenic is looking for one of those also.
Yeah, and also the interim flyweight title is up for grabs. Nicholas LeBlanc is taking on Amir Malikpour. Hack was meant to fight LeBlanc, but this is the fight. I'd actually go Nicholas LeBlanc.
So would I. I think he's got great finishing capabilities, and sometimes at flyweights you don't see people finish many fights, but this guy is an absolute killer. And did he beat Taka at bantamweight? Did I have that right?
Did not be Ryan Curtis?
Ryan Curtis, sorry.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you got him in that Bulldog choke, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shout out to Curtis anyway.
Yeah, that was actually.
Sorry, bring that up.
Yeah, that was actually Ron Curtis's last fight as well. Yeah, well then Cage Warriors, make sure to check it out this Saturday. Like as we said, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fighters fighting out of Irish gyms. So it definitely shouldn't be missed. Ross, a few things I want to just jump over quickly. Rose Namajunas won over the weekend against Tracy Cortez by decision. We put a poll out then on the Monday. Who do people want to see Rose fight next? Either A, Macy Barber, or B, Erin Blanchfield. Ross, who do the people decide they want to see Tug Rose fight next?
Macy Barber.
Yeah, you're correct. 61% for us. Are you surprised with that?
No, I think like Erin Blanchfield is so young. Like I feel like that fight will happen eventually. You know, what I mean, like it's not like Macy Barber isn't, but I feel like has a larger name in the UFC at the moment. Even though I think Erin Blanchfield is actually the better of the two.
Yeah. Then this weekend, the UFC Fight Night is back. Amanda Lemos is taking on Virna Jandiroba in one of the cards that not everyone is looking forward to seeing. I actually put before I get into the people's questions, Ross, just answer this question for me. What are you most looking forward to this weekend? Cage Warriors or the UFC?
Cage Warriors, hands down.
Yeah, like sometimes the UFC just put out too many cards, and it's just like,
is this one in the Apex?
Like it's just not a great card at all. Like, Ross, talking about
Right,
big.
just ignore my question.
What is it in the Apex? I don't fucking know. Talking about big boxing fights. Mike Perry is taking on Jake Paul this weekend. This was actually meant to be the weekend that it was Jake Paul was meant to be fighting Mike Tyson. What do you make of this fight? And what do you expect from this fight?
I've only seen a small bit of build up for it. Look, I think it's a fight that's somewhat captivating. I'll be cheering for Mike Perry. I'm not being like a Jake Paul hater. I've sort of gotten over that phase, but I just really like Mike Perry. I think he's top of the range. I think he's probably pound for pound had the best post-fight UFC career out of anyone. So long may it last, and I'd love to see the BKFC King go in there and beat Jake Paul.
Yeah, this one's obviously the weight is going to suit Jake Paul, but nobody has that dog in them like Mike Perry.
Woof woof.
Jesus, man. The Apex, Ross. It is in the Apex. Your favorite location?
Thanks, bud. I'd love to go to the Apex, but like, I just don't like watching the fights as much there anymore.
Amanda Lemos, 37 years old. Virna Jandiroba,
39 years old.
36.
Oh,
Man, Jesus. If they had to rank,
I think I could go for Lemos on that one.
Yeah, I would as well. But I think if you have to rank the main events this year so far, that has to be in the top 3 best ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I think it's time to get into the questions that were sent in by the people. First of all, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate when you get involved on the show, asking questions, no matter how good or bad the questions are. First one, Killian Sexton. Hey lads, do you have any recent interviews with Caolan talking about Taveras? Killian, but that episode for you.
Yeah, we record this episode just for you, Killian.
Okay, I'm getting onto it now. Here we go. There's actually a good few questions here, so I'm going to start at the bottom. Jack Carville _MMA says, Nate Kelly scared of Damien McGuigan. Why does Nate the Great Kelly's name always get put with Damien McGuigan? And is Nate the Great scared of Damien McGuigan?
I think Damien McGuigan at the moment is the consensus #1 amateur flyweight in the country. And now look, there's obviously other ones who are right there with him. A few in his own gym, Kieran Coogan, Omas Oliver, Shay Cleland. Like there's some top of the range ones, and Nate Kelly is the one who's getting the most amount of spotlight in the country. So I think whether they want to admit it or not, I'd say there's a small bit of jealousy in the amount of recognition Nate the Great Kelly's getting compared to what Damien McGuigan's getting on a global scale. I think the guys who are in FAI are trying to make that fight happen, and get Damien McGuigan that spotlight and that shine. And then the guys in PFL Bellator are trying to match Nate favorably, how he gets his hand raised each time. I would love to see the fight at amateur, and why not? But both are looking at putting on 4-ounce gloves soon. So I think once they both put on 4-ounce gloves, I think that fight goes out the window.
Yeah, that fight should be easy. Made it quite easily because, as you said, Damien fights out FAI, Paul Hughes' team. Obviously, Nate the Great is an SBG. And I saw now they're adding more Irish fighters to that
London
Bellator London.
Yeah.
So next question is Devin Cotter MMA. When do you think we will see McGregor back? There was a bit more talk about McGregor there because of Donald Trump getting shot. Dana was on with Pat McAfee, and he was saying that he's thinking Conor's going to be back this year. Conor and Chandler had a back and forth talking about Donald Trump, saying see you this year. So Ross, what are you feeling right now? I'm thinking the end of the year, like the Vegas event.
So what have we got? Have we got a UFC 305 pay-per-view yet? No. Is that the Sphere?
No, 305 is Adesanya and Trickus.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we have that right. 306. I think it's going to be O'Malley versus Merab in the Sphere.
Is it?
3 going to be Topuria defending his belt, I would say. Whether it's against Holloway or Volkanovski. 308. I'm not too sure. 309 is an MSG, and I think they're going to do Stipe versus John Jones. So I think
Jones has got in trouble again.
Yeah, but I don't think that'll have a factor on that.
When's he not in trouble? Like,
yeah, exactly. He's better when he's in trouble anyway. 310, I think, is a December card. I think that's when we'll see. I think it's normally around December 14th. I think that's when we get McGregor versus Chandler. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, that will be a good Christmas for everyone. I_am_the_Jer. Hello, Jer.
Wow.
Here we go. He actually sent in 2 questions. I'll start with this one. Do we think John Kavanagh has become bigger than just a coach?
Well, he is more than just a coach.
Yeah, he is more than just a coach.
He's like a businessman. Like Train Alta is like a multi-million-dollar company. Like it's on the stock exchange. So, like, yeah, definitely. And like obviously he holds like such influences with promotions like PFL and Bellator. And you know what I mean? Like when they come to Ireland, like you know what I mean? Like he's at the table, like letting them know what he thinks is good or bad, and like whether people love it or hate it. Like you know what I mean? He's earned a lot of sway in this country for
and around the world.
His opinion carries. You know what I mean? So carries weight. So yeah, he's far more than just a coach.
Yeah, and also from Jer. Also, why do you think more top-level prospects are choosing to train abroad?
I don't necessarily think it's more now than ever, but I think like places like Bangtao are becoming more like I think they're becoming more accessible. Like back in the day, like you would have seen like Joe Duffy, Paul Redmond, and Dean Barry. I know just 3 people for a fact all went over to TriStar and trained over in Canada at one stage. Miles Price went over and trained in AKA. Like fighters have always traveled and trained. I think just you see it more now on social media.
Yeah, also, as you said about Bangtao in Thailand, and the fighters like to go over and just sort of immerse themselves in the culture and new bodies as well.
Yeah, new bodies. Like I feel
better
like
weather
in the better weather. I feel like you know you have the opportunity to train and then recover probably faster, and then obviously they're over there just concentrating on fighting. They don't have their home life to get in the way.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. Like it is a good thing. And you know what? It just a lot of these fighters, they have to realize as well that they need to be creating content nonstop. And also shout out to Amy Scully, who's one of the best content creators in the country, and she's only an amateur. But
yeah, shout out. 1% better every day, baby.
Yeah, but this is the fighters need to almost be doing this, creating the content, getting people more invested, more interested. Like I know it's a summer now here in Ireland, and it doesn't feel like it, but when you see people away on holidays, you're actually like so interested, like because you look out the window and it's fucking raining. So it is a good thing, and long may it continue.
Absolutely.
Ross, Al Calosi asks, will you come to San Diego to do a live show at Cage Warriors event?
If Graham Bullen wants to spare and he wants to get out that checkbook, we'll be there.
Yeah, we're going to have to ask Graham Bullen to sort that out. DH Newman, next Irish fighter after Danny to sign for the UFC.
Yeah, so Danny is going to do Road to the UFC, which was predominantly been like an Asian market thing. So she'll be fighting on that. She got a contract for it. It was on her story, although I don't know whether it was public story or not. But here's me spilling the beans one way or the other. Next Irish fighter to make the UFC. It's actually hard to say sometimes because there are some people who obviously are large stars and like you don't know what the story is with their contract. Like I don't know how many fights James Gallagher has left on his contract. Like, but if his contract was up, that's probably something who the UFC would be interested in looking at.
I have an answer.
Pardon?
I have an answer.
Okay. Well, let you try yours now in a second. And then obviously, like James Sheen is the Cage Warriors champion at the moment. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, if he beats Giannis Bakhar, who was on the Ultimate Fighter, that's something to look at. But like, I wouldn't count Paddy McCarry or Omran because I feel like they're already in there. But go on, Baz. You say who you're going to say.
I was going to say either Paddy or Amrat. So, what, do I have to give another one now?
No, it's okay. You can say Paddy or Omran.
That's like two. Like you can't say them two. It's like, jeez. Who can I say? Oh, yeah. I think either Paddy McCarry or Omran Shaban.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, James Sheen, you said, good shout there.
Well, these are the ones who are doing the things to get into the UFC, if that makes sense. The things that people have seen. Yeah, they're probably the main ones I look at right now.
Yeah, right. As of right now, with the closest at the top of the mountain. Yeah, obviously there's loads of young fighters, but they still have to keep winning. You know.
Yeah, and who knows? Someone like J.R. Harris like wins once, twice more. I wouldn't be surprised if Dana White tried to get him on the Contender Series as well.
Yeah, well, Jared came to mind, but Jared obviously has to keep going. D.H. Newman also asks, same question as Devin Cotter. When do you think Conor and Chandler fight? We're saying the end of the year. That's what we're thinking.
Yeah.
Shane McGovern, are you interested in an Australian correspondent for the Irish that are fighting down under? Laughing emoji.
I don't think we've ever invited someone into the party with us to do it. But if there are some Irish fighters that are fighting down there, and Shane, you want to make us aware of it, let us know. But shout out to Alan Philpott because he's the main man repping down there.
Yeah, things like Alan Philpott and Benzo Hughes.
Yeah,
the only two that come to mind right now. Okay, and Spear in Detail, one of the biggest legends that always gets in touch. He goes, "Hi lads, great to be back. Bit of a left field one. What do you think is next for Jordan Vucenic?"
Yeah, I think we touched on that on the Cage Warriors. I think he's looking for a Contender Series shot. Obviously, he's fighting this weekend. It's a catchweight bout, 159 pounds. He's moved up to lightweight. I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoy watching Jordan Vucenic fight. That man gives it all in there every time. And I know you can say that about every people, but like when we watch that Paul Hughes fight, like he has no quitting him. And I think he's an absolutely phenomenal fighter. I think he's got the looks, and he's also got a bit of personality to him as well. So I'd love to see him.
Yeah,
serious show.
Yeah, definitely. Following on from that question, he goes, "Is Jordan Vucenic following Paul Hughes' steps, fighting out his contract? No title fights are asking for any."
I'm pretty sure it's a slightly different scenario with Jordan Vucenic. I'm pretty sure he's not fighting for the title, because he wants to get that UFC call up. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if PFL or Bellator came in with a large wad of cash for Jordan Vucenic that he didn't necessarily say no to them.
Also, when you win the title, you have to fight 3 fights, is it?
Yeah, you're basically tied down to a new contract then.
Yeah, and then
so
that's some of the people don't know that, you know. Also, shout out to Sinead Newline fighting on Cage Collision this Sunday, Ross, as well.
Yeah, I couldn't see much about that card. I also don't know what weight class it's that either. It didn't say anywhere.
Yeah, it didn't say it either. But we move on. Next week is a big show. We're going to be breaking down UFC Manchester 304. We should have a very big guest on the show as well. And also Cage Legacy Dublin is going down as well. There'll be 2 pro fights on the card. Max Lally will be fighting on it. And so Conor McCarthy. Conor McCarthy finally getting a new opponent.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night of fights at Cage Legacy. I'm looking forward to the card. Great that Conor McCarthy got a replacement opponent and a better opponent as well. And then obviously Max Lally taking another step up in competition as well. I like the co-main event now. I wasn't that keen on the last co-main event.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're here to give our opinions. And also, as I said earlier on the show, on the Thursday, Cage Warriors Manchester be going down. Rush, just recapping the show, we had the Don on. It's great to see him back. Great to see him coming off a win as well. Last time when he said he was a loser, I felt a bit heartbroken for him, but he's way better crack when he's coming off a win. We covered the UFC. Not an amazing card this weekend. All the action will be looking at Cage Warriors 174 London, followed by Jake Paul versus Mike Perry, which should be an interesting scrap to say the least. And then UFC Manchester 304, the countdown goes down next week. Anything else you want to say to the people tuning in now that have remained so energized and loyal to us as always, bud?
I just want to say thanks to everyone who has shown us support and listened to us and liked and followed and subscribed since we've come back from our hiatus. It actually means a lot to us. We love you all. And yeah, thanks so much for supporting us.
Do you want to take it away?
So that's all for today, guys. Thanks a million. Like we always say, make sure to like, share, subscribe. And as always, stay energized.
Energized Show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you've done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.